Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support my channel, and I really appreciate it. Well, today, I'm challenging black men, and I'm borrowing the theme from Slim Shady. Will the black men that love black women please stand up? I've been doing videos about black men and black women, and I give my truth based on what I know. Some of it is on statistics, and some of it is what I believe, and some of it is what people tell me. But it's pretty much what's in our popular culture of what's going on between black men and black women. Now, I know that there are black men that love black women, and I know that there are black women that love black men because I am one of them. I've been married to the same black man for decades. And if I got another husband, which is unlikely, but if I did, he would be black. He would be the kind of black man that I like and the kind of black man that likes me. And when I do certain videos about black men and other groups of women, black men come into my comment section and say, I love black women. I've never dated anything but a black woman. I'm married to a black woman, and I don't agree with what you said. So that's how come I'm saying, if you like black women, stand up. You need to come to black women's defense. These black men, especially that manosphere, those guys have been running amok on social media for years, demeaning and degrading black women. Now, I know a lot of black men are not on social media. I know a lot of black men have other stuff to do. And we've talked about this on this channel, that black men don't necessarily like each other. Black men know how to compartmentalize their lives. Now, I understand that. I get that. And we have the knowledge of how black men interact with each other. Black men are very particular about the black men that they deal with. Now, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But black men just don't play games with each other. Now, black women do. We can get along with each other. We interact with each other fairly freely. We can go in and out of spaces with each other without being concerned that we are at risk of being harmed. But black men, sometimes, the drop of a hat, and they're ready to D up. Let's D up. And so black men don't play games with each other like that. When I'm in a discussion or a group chat with other black people and we talk about how black men behave on social media, even the men in the group chat will say things like, leave those Negroes alone, they're ignorant, or they're the slugs of the black society. So their feeling is that don't interact with them, because that's what they wouldn't do. They wouldn't interact with them. So that's what they advise black women to do. Stay away from them. And I agree with black men on that, because in every other society, and I know it's true for white people, they have a class system and they don't feel any kind of guilt about it. But we developed differently, and I think it came from the slave system, where we feel like we're responsible for each other. And we feel bad if we're more successful than somebody else in our family or even somebody else in our community. And somehow the person that's the most successful is supposed to feel bad for the ones who are not the most successful, and is supposed to do what they can to make up for that other person's lack of. And that is what has gotten us in trouble. Because the bottom line is, the most successful black people are black men and black women who are educated and married. That is the recipe for success in the black community. Most of the time it's somebody that's been through college, or that's been through the military, or who has some type of manufacturing job, or a very marketable skill. And this takes discipline. And if this man who will end up marrying somebody that's a school teacher or a nurse or an accountant or a principal of a high school, things like that, jobs like that, those people can get ahead. That is what the black middle class is built on. It is not built on these professional athletes and these entertainers. It's built on black people who build their own businesses or who build their professions and who work together to build wealth. The little wealth that we have in the black community is built on black men and black women working together. And therein lies the problem for these men who didn't figure it out. Many of them are bitter and jealous and angry, and they're taking aim at the black woman because they know better. than to take aim at a black man, because black men don't play with each other. And that's my underlying theme. And I think a lot of us have seen this play out in our lives. We've got this family member who just didn't get it. They just didn't get it. And then they turn 25, they haven't done anything. 35, they haven't done anything. 40, they haven't done anything. And then they wake up one morning, 42 years old, and they've got these cousins and brothers and friends around them who are homeowners. They have children who are doing well in school. They have a wife that they love and get along with. And all of a sudden they realize they've been left behind. So now what to do? Well, let's look at the baby mama. The first baby mama, or the second baby mama, or the third baby mama, they're the problem. It's not the problem that you did not go to work like your brothers and your cousins, or that you didn't get that skill to go to trade school, or you didn't even try to do a barbering business like your best friend. You just decided you were going to run women, and now all of a sudden, time has passed, and you're 40-something years old, and you don't have anything to show for your time. Or you had to spend 10 or 15 years in prison over some frivolous nonsense because you wouldn't listen. But still, your life is not over, but it's seriously interrupted, and you don't know what to do. So again, baby mama moved on with another man. She quit accepting your phone calls from prison. I don't know how they do it now, but it used to be you had to accept their phone calls. And so she went on with her life, and you got left behind. So now, what to do? I'm going to join the manosphere. And last but not least, the saddest of these men are the ones who are rejected by women. Can't play a sport, they can't sing, they can't rap, they don't look that good, and they're not that tall. So women pass on them. The ones that they want pass on them. And these are the ones who are really angry. They are really angry. So guess what? I'm in the manosphere. All the problems in the black community are based on black women. Black women are responsible for all the problems in the black community. Unfortunately, our culture does not teach our young people the importance of developing. You don't need to peak in the 11th grade. You're still working on yourself in the 11th grade. There's time to grow up. You need time to grow up. You need discipline. And you need to think about life in the long term, not in the short term. If your time didn't come in high school, it will come later. Some people peak in high school and they go downhill from there. But some people don't peak until they get 35 or 40 years old. They're at the top of their game then. But we don't have a culture that teaches that. And that is also kind of tragic. Some of these men are still angry because in middle school, some girl didn't want to be their Valentine. Or because the kindergarten teacher wouldn't let them be the gingerbread boy when they were cooking the gingerbread. So we don't teach our children to be patient and the importance of developing and building your character and planning and preparing for a life of success, including marriage. And that girl that you thought you were so in love with in the 10th grade, you see her 10 years, 20 years later, and you think, oh, thank goodness she rejected me. But that's what happens when you plan and you prepare and you live your life successfully. And it's not easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy. But if you were able to work through all of that and get past all of those scenarios that I just gave you with your ego and your heart and your mind and your spirit intact, you ought to pat yourself on the back because you deserve applause. The saying goes, behind every great man is a woman. And that really applies to black men too, because most of the black men that are very successful had a wife or a mother behind them. And that remains true to this day. If you were blessed to have a good mother and you had the good judgment to pick a woman that was right for you based on her character and based on her nurturing ability, you can make pretty much what you want to make out of your life and it'll be successful, because I would put money on the fact that those two women are going to stand by your side. I believe that black women have proven themselves to be valuable in the lives of black men. And even with all of this bad mouthing that some of these black men are putting on black women, most black women are not even taking it personally. Because black women support black men even when they don't like black women. They'll be with white women and Asian women and all that. And black women will still be cheerleaders for them. So black men who love black women need to stand up, because black women are still your number one supporters. During Black History Month, I don't know what college campus that was, and it might have been several college campuses, but they did a video in which the black girls, the young ladies on the campus, were saying, "I love you, black men," and the men were saying, "I love you, black women." I have that video on my channel. Well, as you would know, it wasn't long before white women came out with the video, "I love you, black men. I love you, black men." But they used the black women's voices. They didn't even have the decency to use their own voices, because that is something that's supposed to lure black men in. Now, surprisingly to me, when they posted that video, young black men came out and basically said, "We'll pass on that," or "Why are you doing this?" So the black men didn't fall for it quite as quickly as they normally would. So I'm very proud of black men for that. So I would like to see more of that coming from black men, because black women need support too. Black women need support, and regardless of these lies that these men in this red pill and the manosphere and all these men are telling about black women have always supported black men. Now, if you go out there and dealing with these alley cat type women, and you think you're going to turn them into a housewife, or you're going to turn them into a real loyal girlfriend, then you're just delusional, and that's on you. But when it comes down to right thinking black women, when black men do something, they jump on board. All of these Michael Jordans and all of these, this dude that just got in trouble, Jonathan Majors, those guys know they have to rely on black women. Because I just saw an article about Jonathan Majors talking about this was before he got in all this trouble. He wanted to do a romantic comedy with Issa Rae. Now, why would that be the case? Because Issa Rae is popular, she has a large platform, and she's a proven commodity, and black women like her. She can boost his popularity, even though when he makes a personal choice, it's not somebody that looks like Issa Rae. But that still shows the strength of black women. But I'm saying that black women have always been loyal, and black women are still loyal regardless to what these 9 men say. So black women need black men support. No, I am not begging. I'm not begging. I'm saying that the natural partner for a black woman is a black man, and the natural partner for a black man is a black woman. Now, that doesn't mean you can't be attracted to somebody else. Doesn't mean you can't marry somebody else and love somebody else. But in doing so, you still respect the women that you came from. You still respect the men that you came from. And that is where we need black men to intervene. Now, I don't know, maybe I'm asking too much, but I'm still saying that black women are and have always been loyal. Black women have always tried to keep the black family and the black community together. I don't believe that you take centuries-old loyalty for granted, and I definitely don't think that you underestimate it. And I'm going to let this be my very last point. We are always hearing about kings and queens in the black American community. We were kings. We were queens. I'm a queen. I'm a king. Well, just understand that a king or a queen knows the value of their own clan and their own bloodline. And if you don't know that, you ain't no king and you ain't no queen. There needs to be a Black Women's Appreciation Day for black men who do love black women, and let the world know that's how you feel, and it'll make black women and black children and the whole black community, including the church, feel better. So, I'm going to end with this. Will the black men that love black women please stand up? Okay, y'all. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Share the video. And as always, have a great day.